Justice, greed, and pride. The innocent will bear the brunt. Can no one turn this tide? The battle is of light and dark. Will good or evil reign? The railroad or the widow, her loss will be their gain. What will she do? Does no one see? Tragedy, tragedy. Who will turn this wrong to right? God is watching day and night. He will win this fight. He's the widow's mind. Faithful little woman, the widow prays for strength. The sheriff wants the railroad, he'll go to any length. She'll pray for a defender for herself and for her land. Send angels to protect her, God, show your mighty hand. What will she do? Does no one see? Tragedy, tragedy. Who will turn this wrong to right? God is watching day and night. He will win this fight. 'Cause he's the widow's might.
Hi there.
Gator, what are you doing here?
Whoa! Oh, excuse me. Whoa!
Cut.
John, we're running out of time. We need to shoot this last scene.
Let's do it. Hi, my name's John Moore. I live here in Ringer County, and my friends and I produced the film you're watching now. When we first started, we didn't realize how big this would all become. This thing began when Jim Morton decided to...
Tell it from the beginning.
It all began about 2 months ago, on your average Tuesday afternoon.
Hi there, John here on your average Tuesday afternoon. Cameron is behind the camera this time. I'm here to introduce you to our families. See, you've seen a lot of us in different videos, but you don't really know who's who. This is my youngest brother, Gator.
Hi.
You may be wondering why a 10-year-old is wearing an eye patch, but it's due to a little-known thing called refractive amblyopia. Exactly, which basically means severe lazy eye.
Patch covering my good eye forces my lazy eye to get back to work. This ain't no union head.
And, that's Jack and David, two of my other brothers. They're very helpful, sometimes.
These are the only words until I write the rhyme. These words are for my song, just 60 seconds long.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Well, that story may have been a little off topic, but we had to know.
Had to know what?
If they could walk on water by putting Jell-O in the swimming pool.
Well, I remember that. The chlorine ruined the flavor, though.
This is my sweet sister, Reagan. She loves music, and especially singing, much like Cameron's sister, Angela. Cut. Angela, I'm telling you.
And I'm telling you too. Wait, what are we telling her?
Learn to love the camera. It's your friend.
Breakfast is about done, everyone. Wash up.
So, what are you guys working on now?
That's a short film for the blog. The idea is to introduce our family to the fans.
Your fans?
Well, whoever watches our films.
Yeah, this project really doesn't have a point.
But people will watch it. See, they think our short productions are good.
Especially our latest one.
Should we tell them?
What?
Dear Cinema Blog Productions, concerning your submission to the first stage of the American Viewfinder Film Festival, we have reviewed your film and are pleased to inform you that your film is a semi-finalist. And it will be screened at the Royal Oak Star Cinema in Dallas, Texas. Finalists in the local level competition will then produce a new film for the state level competition. Congratulations. We look forward to seeing you at the festival.
Oh, congratulations.
Hey, good job, guys.
Hey, who knows? This could be our big break.
There's a lot of history in Ringer, and with recent surges of industry, combined with highway construction and development, it will likely continue its record-setting pace of growth. Who knows what the future may hold for the citizens of Ringer County?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the producer of the film, Vince Warner. And now, for our last contestant, Cinema Blog Productions.
Here we go.
Hello? How can I help you, young lady? Well, I have a mystery.
We park in our driveways, drive on our parkways. Whoever thought of that? What were they thinking? What were they drinking? Did you see the Braille sign driving through the drive-thru? Whoever thought of that? What were they thinking? What were they drinking? Somehow it seems this world is confused by the names that they give and the terms that they use. Through one lazy eye, it appears that they see a world of their own that is different indeed. What will the answer be? Who will solve the mystery? Let's look at apartments. They should be apart but built so closely. Whoever thought of that? What were they thinking? What were they drinking? Then there's the ship with its cargo and the car with its shipment. Whoever thought of that? What were they thinking? What were they drinking? Somehow it seems this world is confused by the names that they give and the terms that they use. Through one lazy eye, it appears that they see a
Well, I'll take her case. Thank you. I knew you would understand.
And now for the creators of Lazy Eye, Mr. John Moore and Cameron Cavillo. Gentlemen, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
So tell me, how long have y'all been in film?
Well, it's been a hobby of ours for a few years now, mostly short films for the internet. You can do a lot with scotch tape and glue.
Well, you gentlemen are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Y'all keep it up.
Good morning. How are you today?
Hey, Wally. How are you?
Ah, good. Very good. Looks like it's time for a break. So, I heard you did well last night.
We sure did. Wait, how did you know?
Oh, it's you guys. You're just very talented. And I saw you cheering through the window. I promise, I don't read your mail. I use logic.
Hi, Wally. Any news from the Mortons?
I just talked to them. They're just settling in. Did you hear about Widow Jackson?
No.
No? It's terrible, I'll tell you. Absolutely terrible. That poor, helpless woman. She's going to lose her home through tax foreclosure because she can't pay her taxes.
You don't mean Grace Jackson, Robbie Jackson's wife?
Yeah, Grace Jackson. I deliver her over there when Scott's busy.
She's not really going to lose her home, though. I mean, somebody is doing something about this, right?
Well, not that I know about. Well, I gotta go, guys. It was good talking to you. Cheerio.
Poor Grace. She's such a sweet lady.
Hey, Ange. Do you know how to get to her place?
Oh, the taxes here have been getting worse and worse for a long time. Robbie was a good provider, and we had a good savings. But it's running out fast. Our boys would help, but they're both in the military. They really can't do much.
What about your church?
Oh, they're wonderful people. They help with a lot, and I know I'd never be without a place to stay. The problem is this new highway. Overnight, they say my land is worth a fortune, and the taxes are based on that.
This is ridiculous. It's got to be some kind of mistake. But I can't believe it's gone unnoticed this long.
I've done everything I know. I've called and wrote the mayor. I even wrote a letter to the governor.
I've heard of things like this before, but right here in Ringer?
The politicians don't care.
No, I've met Mayor Warner. He's a great guy. He would do something if he knew about this.
Yeah, why don't you talk to him, John? This ought to be a great lesson in reality.
Hey, guys, I'm busy right now. Can we reschedule this?
This'll take just a minute.
Okay, what's on your mind?
Grace Jackson.
Sorry, that name doesn't mean anything to me.
Well, she's written you letters. Her property taxes are outrageous, and she can't afford to keep her home at these rates.
Is that the widow down by the new highway?
Yeah.
Okay, I know who you're talking about. That's really too bad. Is she going to sell that place?
Well, no, it's her home. And besides, that's not the issue. The recent appraisal has skyrocketed her taxes, and her house isn't even worth that.
But the property is. In fact, just for commercial development alone, the property is worth a fortune. And putting businesses along that highway would be terrific for the city. It's unfortunate that some people are against that, but it helps keep the balance.
Balance? That doesn't sound like balance. It sounds like good for you and bad for Mrs. Jackson.
Gator.
Yeah.
I was gonna say be polite, but I agree with you.
Well, why is he here anyway?
Well, I needed a cute kid to get past your secretary.
Look, if you guys want to bring me a feasible solution to this, then I'll be willing to look at it, but I'm really busy. And next time, be sure to set an appointment, please.
Come on.
You call that justice? Power corrupts. It's pure and simple. Who's buying you off, Mr. Warner?
Things didn't go too well, huh?
No. The man's heartless. He seems to think that losing your home is the equivalent of getting kicked out of your apartment. Well, let's get to work. What?
The inkjet printer is mightier than the sword.
Flyers. Hundreds, even thousands of flyers. By tomorrow afternoon, half the city will be up in arms for our cause.
Sir, would you like a flyer? Ma'am, how about a quick read? Ma'am, would you like a flyer? Sir, would you like a flyer? Take one flyer.
Hey, may I have a flyer?
Sure. Yeah, take 2, 3. Here, in fact, give one to all your friends and relatives.
That's okay, I just need one.
Okay, well, thank you. Be sure to visit the website.
Yeah, thanks, kid.
See, John, there is hope for Mrs. Jackson. Hey, that's 24 cents in ink and paper. That could have gone to pay the taxes.
Hey.
John, what exactly are property taxes?
It's where the government charges you for stuff you already own.
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah. And the harder you work, and the more valuable they say your stuff is, the more they charge you.
Well, why can't Dad just pay for Mrs. Jackson's taxes?
Even if we did pay the taxes, it would only help things for a little while.
Why?
Because they charge you for the same stuff every year.
Well, wait, they've never charged me for any of my stuff.
No, just the big stuff. Houses, cars, things like that. That's why Dad's been speaking out against it for so long. The politicians think they're helping people, but they're hurting the people they tax. Some people end up losing their homes, like Mrs. Jackson.
Hey, you guys gonna stay out there all night?
Hey.
So how'd you guys do?
We gave out less than 40 flyers.
30 of which went to a guy with a smoothie, who turned them into paper airplanes and flew them off the bank building on 8th and Main.
8th and Main? How do you know that?
The only legitimate person who took a flyer was a policeman.
Who, after taking a flyer, walked down to 8th and Main, saw the paper airplanes, turned around, walked straight back to us, and wrote us a ticket.
Maybe we're going about this all wrong.
The problem isn't the format, it's the material. Here. Fellow citizens of Ringer, there is an issue of pressing consequence in our fair county, one which beckons our utmost attention. You might as well have written a page from the dictionary. Boring. To make a hole, or the act of making someone bored.
All right, that's it. Get in.
Go, go!
Vince.
Uncle Sam?
Come in. How can I help you?
Just wanted to remind you about the interview tomorrow.
Yes.
Anything in specific you'd like to talk about? The widow Jackson?
These guys were just in my office the other day. Let's focus on plans for city expansion.
Sure.
You know, it really doesn't matter anyway. This election's in the bag. Well, between my history and your press.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, Uncle.
What about a noir detective story?
Yeah, it's pretty cliche, really. Doesn't help Mrs. Jackson at all.
Well, what do you suggest?
I think we should stick with something musical.
Yeah, it's got to go way beyond our previous films, though.
What about a remake of Pirates of Penzance? It's musical, comedic, and I can wear my eye patch as a pirate.
I don't want to do a comedy again. It seems like a cop-out. I've got it!
Aren't you supposed to yell 4 or something?
Gentlemen, we're dealing with a conflict here that is inherently American. like apple pie or baseball. In the world of cinema, what is the American icon?
Cute little kids.
Puppies.
The Boston Tea Party.
Cars.
Apple pie. Baseball.
Cowboys.
So what's the story?
It's a musical western which outlines Mrs. Jackson's situation and shows these high-level thieves to be exactly what they are. High-level thieves.
Perfect.
I'm happy because it's a musical. You're happy because it's a western. And we're all happy because it helps Mrs. Jackson.
I'll write it up now.
Mayor Warner's on it, too. And after reading this, I think we might find it very interesting.
Sam Warner, uncontested in political race.
Sam Warner is 4-time mayor of Ringer City and widely recognized as the single most influential man in Ringer County. And we're with him in his home today. Good afternoon, Mayor.
Good afternoon, Vince. How are you?
Well, big news about Mr. Trent today.
Yes, I was surprised he dropped out. Mr. Trent is a fine man, and I expected him to do well in the race.
Now, you're a very seasoned politician. Do you feel that Mr. Trent dropped out of the race because he was intimidated by your political experience?
Well, I did think he had a good shot at it. I mean, I don't have a monopoly on the mayorship.
You've been the most popular mayor of Ringer to date. I would venture to say that any candidate wanting to come up against you would have to have an incredibly strong platform. Speaking of which, what is your campaign platform currently?
Well, with the major developments on the southern side of the county, we're hoping to...
I'm not voting for him.
Just not going to vote this year?
On the contrary, I think we all need to vote for a candidate that understands the principles that create a free society. You gotta find him first. And I think I may know the perfect candidate.
Well, let's make a movie. We'll be taping as you read through your lines. It's a Western, so there are several parts. We got a cowboy, a balladeer, a sheriff. What will you be trying out for?
I was thinking about the sheriff.
Okay, very good. Well, go ahead, take a seat, relax. Give us your natural rendition of the piece. I'll be your reader for the scene, okay?
Action.
You'll never get away with this.
This is my town. A railroad means this could be a boom town, a spot on the map. I'm not letting some old woman take that chance away from me.
Cut. Thank you. Are there any other parts you want to try out for?
No.
And action.
You better back down. I'm not gonna give in, Sheriff. This isn't a matter of money. It's a matter of freedom, pure and simple.
This home is important to me. It's all I've got.
It's not an issue of fairness. It is an issue of fairness. It is an issue of justice. So don't you see?
Great. So, which one of you will be auditioning?
Us? No, not us.
Ryan wants to be in the movie. Don't you, Ryan?
Hello.
Hi there. I was born a cowboy, and I'm gonna defend our freedom to the death.
I want to try the sheriff lines as well.
Come on, son. Say your lines.
Do it, say it, just like we practiced with Daddy. Say, you're under arrest.
Under arrest.
Isn't he great?
I have to admit, he's the best so far.
I find
myself discouraged.
These are amazing too.
This home is so peaceful. How long have you lived here?
42 years.
You must have so many good memories.
Yes, good and bad. That mighty oak in the front, it was just a puny little thing when we first moved here. It was just struggling to survive.
That's amazing.
We were struggling to survive too. That summer was almost unbearable. There was no running water clear out here, and Robbie had to go into town and bring back drinking water in a barrel. Times sure were different then. It was so hard to live here, but he worked hard for this place. He used to say, no place is God-forsaken grace, not even Ringer. We were so young then.
Well, think they'll make it by the deadline?
I don't know. They're doing what they can. What about you?
Well, I've been thinking about it. Warner certainly doesn't care about Mrs. Jackson's situation, and there aren't any other candidates, but...
You think you're not the guy?
No, I mean, I'm a contractor, I'm a businessman. I'm not a politician.
You've got the head for it. You've got the heart for it.
What about you?
No, I can't control my tongue. I'm not the diplomatic type. But you could give Warner a run for his money.
Name?
Vince Warner?
Hey, how are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Great. So what part are you trying out for?
Oh, actually, I'm not here to audition. I just was in the area. Thought I'd check it out. So how's your film coming?
Good. Script is finished, and Angela's working on lyrics for the songs now.
Singing cowboys? That should bring them in. So you've got the actors you need?
No, actually, we haven't received the kind of interest we thought we would.
That's unfortunate. When you guys start filming, you should call me. I'll do a story on your production. Free publicity.
Hey, awesome, thanks.
Anything that helps Mrs. Jackson.
Absolutely. Just give me a call.
Thank you. Now what? We still don't have any actors.
Not for all the major roles. We can rearrange the script a little bit. You and I can be the leads.
And the widow?
Angela can do it.
I don't know. Should we reconsider this whole project?
What's to reconsider?
It's a Western musical for which we don't even have the major songs all recorded yet. It's almost half an hour long, and we've got less than 3 weeks to turn out an award-winning video. And this is our 4th project?
We'll do it. I can feel it.
That's reassuring.
Sandy, can I see you, please?
He's entering too late to be effective. He's not going to be a threat to you in any way.
I know. So why is he even entering at all?
I don't know.
I need you to keep tabs on this guy and keep me up to date on the campaign if you would, please.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Vince?
John? Our cinematographer can't make it. We've got to find someone to run this camera. You and I are both acting, and there's no one else here really qualified to run it.
You mean we've got nobody?
Gator knows more about the camera than anybody else here. No, you're not serious.
I can do it.
He's light. He'll be perfect for the crane work. And we don't have anybody else.
And I read that many one-eyed individuals make excellent photographers. It makes them look at things more creatively.
There you go. We'll climb aboard. All right, everybody in their places. Let's do this thing.
Okay.
Action!
Plow the ground and sow the seeds. Milk the cows and pluck the weeds.
Apathy, apathy.
Many pressing situations.
Don't have time for confrontations.
Tragedy, tragedy.
Chop the wood and shoe the horses.
Feed the kids and sweep the porches.
Hear me now, hear me now.
The widow's plight is sad indeed. We feel her pain, we see her need. We wish we could, but there's no time. Take a stand by her side. Surely someone will do something, must do something, can do something, might do something.
We have to reset and shoot this all over again. We gotta do it a few times to get the angles we need.
Hey, John. I gotta run to get things set up for the rally tomorrow.
I'm going with him. We're expecting a strong turnout. All right. Well, we'll see you guys later then. Don't get in any trouble.
No, sir.
All right, come on down from there. We're gonna move that to the other end of the street.
Can't I just ride up here?
Sure, why not?
Gunn! Yeah. That was awesome.
I know. If we keep this up, we'll have no trouble meeting the deadline.
Oh, check this out.
What is it?
It's a blank cartridge. Jack and David have been making a bunch of them for us.
How?
Using fireworks. We've been taking them apart and using the powder to make blank rounds.
That's genius. All right.
Okay, guys, right about here. Yeah, this is perfect.
Hey, John. Look who's here.
Hey, look. Hey, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
You too. Figured today was as good a day as any.
Can somebody help me? This thing's not working. Whoa, whoa. Help!
Things have been going pretty well. We'll tell you what, shoot whatever you like, and we'll do our best to stay out of your way.
I can't get up here. I need some help.
All right, get the fire. Get the fire. What happened here?
Well, I was up on the crane, and the whole thing was malfunctioning. So I tried to fix the wire, and there was no one here to help me, and it caught fire to Jack and David's fireworks.
Okay, look, we don't have time for this. This film is too important to Mr. Morton's campaign, to Mrs. Jackson's home. All right, but the fact is, somebody could have been hurt here. Okay, we need to wake up and pay attention. Well, let's say a prayer and thank God that nobody was hurt. Dear Lord, we thank you for your providence, that we will be able to use this film to help Grace Jackson. We thank you that we were protected from any harm today, and we ask that you would put your hand of blessing on this work. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. Amen. All right, let's get back to work. Well, we really wanted to do something with this film that was a lot more meaningful than our previous films. So we have something put together with a lot of punch in it.
And you're all homeschooled.
Yes, actually. All of us involved in the production are either homeschooling our children or are homeschoolers ourselves.
So you have radical political views and you're homeschooled? Does this cause you problems socially?
Well, I wouldn't say that our views are radical. I mean, we have different views than some people because we were raised differently than some kids, I guess. But even if we had radical views about property taxes, that's not the issue.
For me, it's really about helping Mrs. Jackson. No one else will do it, so that leaves us.
How do you know Jim Morton?
We know him through the Moores, actually. He just moved down here and started attending church with us. Jeff Moore feels that Mr. Morton is a wise man and encouraged him to run for office as a public servant.
Against Sam Warner?
Sam Warner has done a fine job of building a city and encouraging city development, but he really puts a tremendous strain on property owners. We're just speaking out against what we believe is an unjust taxation. Is this really pertinent to our topic? I thought this was about the film.
Yes. Forgive me. So, little guy, what is this film all about?
Well, I've been studying the American Revolution, and it's kind of like that. We need to protect ourselves from an oppressive government. The goal is to start a revolution. It'll start with the mayor and end in a complete political takeover. Really, we have Jim Morton on our side. He's gonna win, you know.
Well, good luck.
I think it's great that Mr. Morton is willing to do this.
Somebody has to. Jim will do a good job.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
My lady. Thank you, sir.
Well, everything worth doing, I guess, involves getting knocked down a few times. You just got to get back up.
Yeah, that's right. We're just starting. We haven't even had time to get the word out yet.
Well, Vince's report is airing today. He did promise to tie your campaign to the film project, so that should get you some publicity.
We'll keep you informed on further developments. And now, a special report from Vince Warner.
Film has been used for a variety of different things in history, and making political outcries is certainly one of them. Now in Ringer, a group of local filmmakers have come together to produce a film of their own. On the surface, it appears to be a harmless Western film full of fun and adventure for everyone, but the producers of the film say that their real goals are much different.
Well, we really wanted to do something with this film that was a lot more meaningful than our previous films.
We're just speaking out against what we believe is an unjust taxation.
Further questioning revealed that Cinema Blog production is closely tied to Jim Morton, who some would consider a political extremist for his anti-taxation stance, and who is now currently running for mayor of Ringer City. How do you know Jim Morton?
We know him through the Moors, actually. He just moved down here and started attending church with us. A lot of us here on set go to the same church.
Another cult? You decide. Not only does this group attend religious services together, but they've also made the collective decision to remove their children from the public schools. The project is being headed up by John Moore, whose father is a leader in their religious group.
I wouldn't say that our views are radical. I mean, we have different views than some people because we were raised differently than some kids.
But John's younger brother, Gator, shares his view of the team's motivations.
The goal is to start a revolution. It'll start with the mayor and end in a complete political takeover. Really, we have Jim Morton on our side.
Their film, The Widow's Mite, will be a part of the state-level competition of the American Viewfinder. When contacted about the project, officials at American Viewfinder declined to comment.
Vince, that was low, even for you.
What do you mean? I presented the facts?
Facts devoid of context.
You don't know that. They might really be cultists.
I know these people, and they're decent. And I know you, and you haven't changed. I didn't ask you to do this. All I wanted was to know Jim Morton's motivation for running for mayor. That's all.
I didn't do this for you, Uncle. I did this for me. Just remember, Jim Morton may be your competition, but those producers are mine.
No, I understand. Thanks anyway.
And where's our extras?
Can't make it. Looks like they saw Vince's report. Don't want to be connected to the project.
Well, when a movie hits the festival screens, let's see what it's all about.
Yeah, but if we don't get some people out here, it won't matter. We'll miss the deadline. We need to consider doing a smaller project.
We'll just reschedule. We'll have some folks from church come up.
Time is ticking away. Angela hasn't even finished her main song yet.
She's working on it.
This is my town, boy. This railroad means this could be a boom town. Spot on the map. I'm not gonna let an old widowed woman take that chance away from me.
You built this town on stolen land. What a high price your greed demands. You take and you never give. What sort of ill this place you live? You play with fire, take heed this day. Your wicked plans will not prevail. Injustice like this you all should fear. For the widow's cry, Jehovah will hear. The widow's cry, Jehovah will hear.
Nice, isn't it?
Yes, it's wonderful. I know now why you could never leave.
It's beautiful. It wasn't this way when we started. There was very few trees on the property, just a few short, bushy things. But Robbie wanted to plant a whole forest. I still laugh at some of his wild ideas. But he built this place, day by day, into a real shelter for us.
What a wonderful man.
Yes, he was.
How old were you when you got married?
Robbie was 23, and I was 19. I had so much to learn about life, but Robbie was a good teacher. He promised me he would make this a good life. I hated it. I was afraid. I was lonely. I wanted my old life. But he kept his promise. It was a good life. And I promised him one thing.
What's that?
I promised him I wouldn't leave. I swore I'd take my last breath on this land.
How'd filming go today? We didn't get nearly enough footage. Most of the extras didn't even show up. Because of the newscast, Vince's report scared him off. I still can't believe he'd do that to us. He's your competitor, Sam Warner's nephew. It's obvious he wasn't raised with the same principles you were. Still expected him to have some integrity. Shows you the power of the media, though. It doesn't necessarily have to display the facts. It's how the reporter chooses to show the facts. We can't let Vince play us like that again. Yeah. Excuse me. Hello?
Hi, John. It's Carl Kilgore, the festival director. After today's report, we've been receiving calls from our producers and sponsors, trying to figure out just what kind of operation we're running.
Sir, I can explain. That report completely...
I don't want an explanation. I'm giving you an ultimatum. Do not drag your political or religious agenda into our production, or you will be disqualified from the competition. Understand?
Yes, sir. I do.
Good night.
How's this?
This is good.
Really? You think so?
This is really good. This is great. Where'd you come up with this?
Grace.
Hey.
Hey, John, you have to hear this. Angela just finished writing the lyrics to this song, and I built a score using a little tune she wrote with Reagan.
Hey, Cam, I'm sure it's great, but we can't do this.
What do you mean?
Carl Kilgore called, and he says we have to change our project or drop out of the festival entirely.
No way. I'm not gonna quit just because we were rejected from some talent show.
Some talent show? Cameron, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If we pursue this now, we can come back to Grace when we have more time.
Are you serious? You're backing out? I thought you'd be man enough to see this through to the end. And for the record, You were the one who invited Vince out to the set to begin with.
Are you saying this is my fault?
Basically, yes.
I'm the director. I deserve a little respect. Ow! Ow!
So now what do we do? Well, it doesn't look like we've got a lot of a choice at this point.
I disagree. Everything involves making a choice. To get involved in the beginning was your choice. You said you wanted to protect and defend Grace Jackson. Now, the way I see it, you have another choice to make. Whether to stand with your family and friends, do the right thing and be proud of your actions, or take the coward's way out, follow the spotlight, and find somewhere else to sleep. So, gentlemen, where do we stand?
I'm in. I'm in all the way. Let's make a movie and change the world, huh?
Before you go, let me hear the song.
That good, huh?
That good.
I made this my home as a young bride. Fresh out of my life, I love and die. Yesterday, so far away. A sweet and distant memory to think of all I've had for me. Makes me laugh, it makes me cry. This is where I belong, my shelter from the storm. Lord, faithful you have been, I'm begging you again. We made our start here, this is my heart here. My life has been here. Don't take it away. We raised our family to know your glory. This home devoted solely unto you. Stop the fear and doubt from rising in me. Please, Lord, hear my cry. Show me mercy, God, I pray. Make a way. Lord, you are my refuge and my fortress. Will you not protect me? I am helpless. Make a way. This is where I belong, my shelter from the storm. Lord, faithful you have been, I'm begging you again. We made our start here.
So how does our tragic tale end? Be in the widow's field on Friday at 8 o'clock, and we'll all see how this tale comes to a close. Time to talk to a mailman.
So how's the production going?
Pretty well. We've been disqualified from the festival.
What?
Yeah, see, after Vince's report, the festival directors called and told us not to bring our political agendas into the competition.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I wish there was something I could do.
There is.
Oh, so do you want me to play the sheriff?
No, not exactly. See, without the festival, we have no way of getting the film in front of people before the upcoming elections.
So what are you looking for? What do you want to be done?
We made a DVD that has most of the film on it, and an explanation of where they can see the rest. We need to get this DVD into the hands of as many families in Ringer City as we possibly can. And you delivered over half of them.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. That's illegal. You asked me to go around town toting your DVD, and now you don't even make me your sheriff. The audacity.
Wallace, these people are your friends. Give them the DVDs on your break time.
I'll lose my job.
Aye. You may lose your job. But lying on your bed many years from now.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good. I'll get you those DVDs tomorrow. And Wallace, thanks.
They can take my job, but they can never take my freedom.
Mr. Moore?
Yes?
Mr. Kilgore can see you now.
Dad, aren't you coming?
No, this is your appointment. You'll do just fine, son.
Mr. Kilgore?
Yes? Let me guess. You want to be a cinematographer one day?
Yes, sir.
Well, how can I help you, young man?
Well, sir, our family put together a movie for your festival, but it got disqualified.
Well, we don't allow films with an overt political or religious tone. It reflects poorly on the festival.
You're just saying that because of the news report by Vince.
That had a lot to do with our decision, yes?
Well, the guy who made that is our competitor, Vince Warner. He's also moving on to state level.
Really? I wasn't aware of that. Jenny.
Yes, sir?
Put me through to the reporter who contacted us for comments about the cult group. Alleged cult group.
Right away, sir.
Hello, Vince Warner.
Hello, Vince. This is Carl Kilgore, press agent and selection manager for the American Viewfinder.
Oh, yes, sir. How are you?
Doing fine. I have a quick question. It has been brought to my attention that you're not only a contestant on the American Viewfinder, but you're also the reporter who did the story on the Moore family. Is that true?
Yes, sir, it is.
I have a gentleman here who believes your participation in the festival has influenced your angle on the story.
Who contacted you?
Their cinematographer.
Ridiculous. Of course he's upset. And he'd tell you anything to get back in the festival. The only reason they're going to state is that the little Cyclops got sympathy votes for his eye patch story. A cheap tactic, sir.
Thank you. You've told me all I need to know.
Anytime. And sir, I'm looking forward to meeting you in person one of these days. It will be a tremendous pleasure, I'm sure.
Have a good day. Well, That certainly complicates things. Let me do some research, and I'll get back to you.
Thank you. And sir, you can start your research by watching this. It's the first 20 minutes of the film we've been working on. Once you know what we've been working on, it might help.
Sure, why not? Thank you for coming. I need to get back to work.
I like it.
I'm glad our singing's pre-recorded.
Huh?
I'd be too afraid to sing in front of a live crowd.
That makes two of us.
Hurry up. Already late. The movie's almost over by now, and we have to be live in 10 minutes.
You won't have to play this up.
Get your gear and start setting up. Get the real radical stuff. Anything that looks violent. Come on, go!
Did you ever have the chance to do something really noble, but then the fear and doubt rendered you immobile? Set aside your selfishness, your wishes and desires, and do for someone else a thing which decency requires. You know you should, you know you can. This is the time, this is the plan. Be brave and of good courage, men. You cannot live in bondage, men. Step up and stand your ground, and then we'll have justice once again. Follow me, I do confess. Together we are braver, yes. Go and stand your ground today. Together we must save her. If this was your affliction, the trial that you possess, would you not pray for help, my friend? The evil to suppress. This burden is too much for her. She simply could not bear. Would you not lend a hand, my friend? Relieve her from despair. You know you should, you know you can. This is the time, this is the plan. Be brave and of good courage, men. You cannot live in bondage, men. Step up and stand your ground, and then we'll have justice once again. Follow me, I do confess. Together we are braver, yes. Go and stand your ground today. Together we must save her. For far too long in selfish pride you set aside and compromised the justice that this town desires, and filled it with your wicked lies. Side by side in one accord, stand up, be strong, do not ignore the widow's cry for help. You hear the laws of God you should revere.
Well, where do you stand? Are you with justice?
If we don't let the railroad company have the widow's home, then Foster County gets the train station, and we become a ghost town. I'm all for keeping this town alive.
As am I, friend. But at the expense of justice? To steal from a widow to add to the town? Must we pervert the law to grow? Tom.
Yeah?
If you stood on your land and the sheriff and his men told you at gunpoint to get off, what would you do?
I'd tell him to get lost or pay for this land with lead.
Ah, but if you were gone and your wife were held at gunpoint, what then? Can't you see? An individual has no chance against this breach of justice, this rampage of greed, the hearts of men filled with lust. Is this progress when we trample on the weakest and dearest of our citizens?
Yeah, he's right. Down with the sheriff.
Yeah, down with that tyrant.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Listen to me. Sheriff's not the problem. For all practical purposes, he's just a misguided public servant. He doesn't care about the railroad. He listened to your demands, followed your desires. You are the tyrants. Look to each other if you want to see who's trampling the widow down. In this land where freedom is every man's greatest pride and order is held high, how could it be that the defenseless would become oppressed? Oppressed by the very neighbors that in another time would have given their lives to defend one another. You've become so removed from each other that you don't even see how your actions lead to a widow's loss. But if a wall can be torn down, it can be built up again. Together, restoring equity to your law and to your city. God's hand of blessing makes a mighty nation, not a railroad. Well, what do you say?
What happened?
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having some technical difficulties. We'll try to be back up in just a few minutes. Thank you.
Live in 60 seconds.
Did you cue the mob sequence?
Yeah.
Hey, Vince is here with his news posse.
John, look at this.
Do we have another cord?
Yes, but I can't plug it in. Somebody must have ran over the cable. The tip's broken off inside the jack.
Now what? Okay, guys, it's time for phase 2.
You know, this probably means losing the election.
Sometimes you gotta lose a battle to win the war, guys. I'm not in this to win a competition. We're in this to help Grace Jackson.
Isn't this the part where I tackle you?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and giving your time to support this movie. I'm sorry for the difficulties. Cameron's working on getting the DVD going now.
10 seconds.
We're back with further developments on the group of families and their controversial film project, The Widow's Mite. Today, the families have rallied supporters at the widow's home, just off the highway in Ringer County. Vince Warner is live on the scene. Vince?
Thank you, Sarah. I'm here in the widow's field where protesters have assembled and drawn quite a crowd.
And how are they able to do that?
They drew in a lot of interest with the premiere of their film, The Widow's Mite, which screened here for the audience. I had an opportunity to see the film, which strongly suggests mob action as the answer to political problems.
Yeah, he's right. Down with the sheriff. Yeah, down with that tyrant. Yeah.
They have a frightening amount of support from fringe residents of Ringer.
So, what is currently happening at the location?
And now we'd like to bring up a very important man.
It looks like they're about to bring up Jim Morton.
A candidate in the current race for mayor of Ringer. And a man who, in his own way, got us started on this project. Mr. Sam Warner.
Thank you. Thank you, people of Ringer. Well, that was a great story we just saw there. Our own Ringer County was much like that little cow town in the film just not too many years ago. Now we have roads, we have fine schools.
Do you think this will work?
We have public utilities.
The people are amazing. They'll even do what's right to get what they want.
The issue of Grace Jackson and her home is one that has weighed heavily on me since I learned about it several weeks ago. As mayor of Ringer, I pledge that I will do my best to alleviate taxes on the elderly, and I believe that I can safely say that Grace Jackson will not lose her home.
Cut the feed after this. Vince is requesting a feed cut.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to bring up a woman who, despite being under tremendous pressures, has maintained a spirit of charity and peace.
It's attracting a lot of viewers. We can't cut.
Ladies and gentlemen, Grace Jackson, or as you know her, the Widow Grace.
Thank you. I appreciate all y'all being here. I want to thank all my friends for all their support, and especially for these families that have worked so hard, not just for me, but so no one would ever have to lose their home. Y'all have allowed me to hope. Mr. Warner, I appreciate you offering to make my case an exception. And I promise I will hold you to that if you are reelected. But I want all y'all to know that my vote will be going for Jim Morton.
Cut the feed. I can't. Shut the camera down. They'll get the idea. Look, I'm just doing my job. I'm not going to lose that job so you can keep yours.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for coming out and supporting Grace Jackson. I know a lot of you saw in the news features about our families. That kind of misrepresentation and slander, be it national news or
A personal blog can cause unbelievable damage to a good name.
Looks like you've stepped in it, son.
And I'm looking forward to meeting with each and every one of you today.
You Vince Warner?
Let's talk about
Yes.
really
You?
Carl Kilgore, Regional Manager for the American Viewfinder.
And now, I would like you to see for yourselves who we really are. I would like my family, the Moores, Cameron and Angela. Come on stage, please.
I'm looking forward to seeing your entry into the state level of competition. But even more than that, I'm looking for an accurate report on the Moore family. See what I mean, son? You really did step in it.
Cam, have we got anything?
We've got the video, but no audio.
And how are we gonna do this? We can't just keep stalling.
Wait here. Derek. Psst. Hey, we're still live.
Shut that camera off! And it looks like the guys have a solution.
What's this? We can give them the film. We have to do the audio ourselves.
That is crazy.
We have to.
There is no way that I can sing in front of all these people. I'm sorry.
Look, stand behind the Moores and the Mortons. They've stood behind us this whole production.
They'll miss the whole scene at the end with the sheriff.
No, they won't. All right. We didn't fix the audio issue, but we have a solution anyway. We're gonna do it live. In the last scene, we saw a cowboy come in to face the sheriff. The last line was,
Well, what do you say?
yes. I'll stand with justice. And you know what? I'm sorry. I should have never let this injustice slide by. I should have never supported it. I let my own greed for power stand in the way. But no more. Grace Jackson and all the residents of this fine town will never be trampled under again. Not on my watch.
Do you hear him? Will you hold him to that promise? And you, will you hold them to theirs?
I will. I swear that I shall. I swear before God above, to you, the people, and to the widow Grace.
I made this my home as a young bride. Our life built on faith, my love and I. Yesterday and still today. We chose that day who we would serve, our lives to you without reserve. Day by day you gave us strength. This is where I belong, my shelter from this storm. Lord, faithful you have been. I'm thanking you again. We made our start here. This is my heart here. My life has been here because of you. I'll stay.
She made her start it's only right she stay. We were courageous, our faith contagious. We put our trust in you to show the way.
You gave me hope and taught me patience. Help me now to show you my devotion.
You who stood by her when she was all alone, you heard her cry. Now hear our
Gator, come here, please.
Yes, Dad?
Gator, John told me you were not very respectful to Mr. Warner when you went to see him.
Yes, sir.
I think we better go see the mayor.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes? How can I help you, young man?